Okay, so we did the side of where his head's going to be here. We also did where the side of his face is going to be, and his beard is really going to be long, so he's not going to have much of a chin or anything there. Came up with this idea. I had to go requalify for my security stuff over in Harrisburg this past weekend, and it was an event. We have to requalify every 5 years here in this state for the Act 235, and I kind of had fun doing it. I wasn't looking forward to doing it again, but I thought, it wasn't that bad. So, and I passed, which I was very happy about, of course. But, you know, how to properly use your weapon and stuff is important. So anyway, I personally feel that everybody should go through some kind of a class or education on proper safety with handling a weapon of any kind. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here and take care of the nose. We're going to take that, and we're going to go right at the very top here, and we're going to chop that off. We're going to round up that nose a little bit. And see the knife marks here, the bandsaw marks, we're going to have to go up a little higher and try to take all that off, because that's not going to look right unless we do that. So, alright. So, here again we're going to go around, and we're just going to tuck underneath there a little bit. And here, because it kind of sticks out here a little bit, of course we're going to make it rounded. So we're going to round this off just a little bit here in the front, a little bit in the back here. Alright. Alright. So we're getting there with the hat. But the nose itself, we're going to go up underneath here, and we're going to dig out right where the nose and the top of the hat there. We're going to trim that out just like so. There you go. Alright. And then from here down we're going to follow that mustache. So we're going to put a nice little V cut right there. Okay, just like so. Alright, same thing over here. We're going to follow this nose out and around. It's really important to have sharp knives, folks. If you don't have a sharp knife, learn how to sharpen your knives. It's so important. Make sure that you're... Let me take this back here for a second. I'm a little bit off with that. Okay. Let me just cut this out first here. Okay. It's a little different when you have more cuts on a bandsaw than just doing it from the block, but I figured that way we can get a nice big hat on them and still have the cone shape to work from. So our cutting's still going to be quite minimal. We're going to come up along the face here, just like so. That's right. We're going to shape things up much more. This is just a rough cut out of the face. Alright. We're going to go back to the hat here. We have the face pretty well where I want it right now with a long mustache. He's going to have his hands hanging over his belt, gun belt here. He's going to have one gun over here. I might give him two since he's a sheriff, kind of from the olden days. We'll see where that will where it will take us. But anyway, the next thing we're going to do up here is we're going to be very careful, because the grain is running up and down. Okay, it's running in this direction. Alright, and the same thing up here in the hat. It's running up and down. And we want to cut out these corners. Okay, we're going to have to do it from both sides. Let's see how wide that is. That's how wide we're going to be cutting it from this direction as well. Okay, because we need it more of a cone shape. Alright, that this is all sticking out where it should. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to kind of sweep this out a little bit. Alright, on both sides. And also from the front. I kind of have the oval, I'm sorry, the oval's wrong up here. This should be a little bit more round. Well, I don't think that's terrible, but alright. I thought a sheriff would be interesting to work on for a change. Something a little bit different. So we're going to go up to that oval. Alright, we're just going to start trimming things out a little bit. And taking each side. Now the other thing we're going to do here is we're going to mark this down as well, because we have to know from the back how far we can actually go here. So match this up here and down and kind of match these two corners on either side. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take your knife and start very slowly taking that out. Now if you want to soak that with some water, you can, or with that solution I told you about before, because if you put too much pressure on that, you're going to knock this portion right out, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to be very, very careful. And actually you can go from the bottom, take your knife and go from the bottom up. Okay, do your little bit of a cut going across and take this down. And just be very careful. You know, try not to pry it out. I'm going to go to a little different knife, make it a little bit easier. Alright, so I'm going to come up just like so. Alright. Now this will also be rounded off, so you know, that might, we're going to round this off a little bit here as well. Alright, same thing over here, we're going to round this off just a little bit. And just start digging this out. So see, from the front here, I need to remove a good portion of that, and this all needs to come out. So what might really come handy is those little gouges that I have, but I'm going to try to do as much of it with a knife as I can. Again, here I'm going to go straight in and from the back and from the front. Maybe that we'll do that first. That might be a little bit easier to understand it. Alright, just like so. See how we're chopping that out? See how that's starting to alright, just like so. And the same thing's going to happen down and around. You got to kind of scoop that out. If you wet this, it will work out much, much better. So we'll be right back.